You know, every company out there loves to talk about ethics, but how do they actually live it? Turns out, there are really only two ways to go about it. You can build a culture around compliance, or you can build one that's truly driven by integrity. So today, we're going to break down that critical difference and figure out what it really means for a business.
Let's just cut right to the chase with the bluntest question any leader could possibly face. Because this isn't just some philosophical coffee shop debate, right? It's a massive, strategic choice. Are you going to get ahead of ethics, or are you going to wait until your company's name is splashed all over the news for all the wrong reasons?
And trust me, this is not a theoretical threat. The consequences are absolutely real. We've all seen the names: Enron, Volkswagen, Wells Fargo. These scandals weren't just a little embarrassing, they were devastating. They ruined companies, destroyed careers, and wiped out fortunes. That's the real price you pay for getting this wrong.
So, to avoid becoming one of those cautionary tales, an organization has to make that choice we talked about. They have to pick a lane and decide which of these two competing philosophies is going to be their guide. So let's really dig into them. All right, on one side, you have the strategy of compliance. This approach is all about being reactive. The main motivation here? Fear. Fear of getting caught, fear of punishment. The guiding idea is basically, hey, if it's not technically illegal, then it must be okay. It's doing the bare minimum to stay out of trouble. But then, on the other side, you've got the strategy of integrity. And this is a totally different ballgame. It's proactive. It's driven by a genuine, voluntary belief in a set of shared values. The goal here isn't just to do things by the book, but to actually do the right things. The source material puts this in such a powerful way. It's not just a memo from HR. It's a deep, philosophical choice. Are you going to be like Machiavelli and govern through fear? Or are you going to be like Aristotle and govern through virtue? I mean, fear might work for a little while, but it's not a real path to long-term success. Okay, so let's say you choose virtue. You're sold on the path of integrity. Fantastic. But now what? How do you actually build a culture like that? Because believe me, it does not happen by accident. You're going to need a blueprint.
And this right here, this is the blueprint. According to our source, a truly successful program is built on these 8 essential pillars. They cover everything from mapping out your risks to having clear policies and reporting channels. It's a whole system designed to weave ethics right into the DNA of the company. Let's zoom in on a couple of the most important ones.
First up, the compliance officer. Now, this person is not just the company police. For this whole system to actually work, they need to be a high-ranking leader who is pro-business, someone who is actively advising and guiding people. They're a strategic partner who helps people make the right call, not just a hall monitor waiting for someone to mess up. That officer is supported by Pillar 3, clear policies and procedures. This is where the rubber really meets the road. It's how those big, lofty values get turned into, what do I do on a Tuesday afternoon? These policies create predictability, and this is huge. They ensure fairness. When people see that the rules apply to everyone, from the intern to the CEO, that's how you build trust. But here's the thing. You can have all 8 of these pillars perfectly in place, the best policies ever written, the most dedicated compliance officer, and the entire system can still completely fail if one single thing is missing. And that is the tone from the top.
And this is the absolute key. A code of conduct is just a bunch of words on a page unless the entire company sees that leadership truly deeply believes in it and lives by it. It's not about what they say in a company-wide email. It's about the decisions they make when no one's looking. They have to be the code.
Because when there's a disconnect between what leadership says and what they actually reward, well, this is what happens. A KPMG survey found that a staggering 70% of employees who saw illegal behavior said it was because of pressure to meet deadlines. When the only real message from the top is hit your numbers no matter what, that fancy ethics code becomes totally worthless.
Okay, so we know an integrity-based culture can save you from disaster. But is there an upside? Does it actually help the business? The source material couldn't be clearer on this. Yes, absolutely. Doing the right thing isn't just a moral obligation, it is a brilliant strategic move.
The whole game comes down to this concept of reputational capital. In the super transparent world we live in, where one tweet can go viral, a company's reputation for being ethical is a priceless asset. It can actually be a more powerful advantage than your product because the best customers, the best investors, and the best employees all want to be associated with companies they can actually trust. This really just sums it all up, doesn't it?
This is not a choice between making money and doing the right thing. The two are completely linked. In the long run, you simply cannot have one without the other. Sustainable success is always built on a foundation of integrity.
Which really just leaves us with one final thought, a question for you to take back to your own world. Think about your workplace, that ethics code. Is it a living, breathing guide that people actually use to make decisions, or is it just a dead letter, a document collecting dust in the company intranet, waiting for the next scandal to prove it exists? The answer to that question, well, it says everything.